Good morning, millennials.
Good morning, millennials.
Good morning, millennials.
Good morning, millennials.
Welcome to the Morning Toast, streaming exclusively on YouTube today because God listens to the Morning Toast, as does Mark Zuckerberg. And Jackie and I have been going back and forth between the idea of just getting rid of the Facebook stream because it's just not premium, and we're done with Facebook, and we can't make any money there. And then all of a sudden, today Facebook malfunctions, and it's like, this is what God wanted, so we have to respect it.
Right, and so we're excited to see all of you on YouTube. We're watching live on YouTube.
You know what, let's give everyone like an extra 30 seconds. Like they go to Facebook, where's the stream? And then they see the post, so like let's just.
Okay, we'll wait, teacher style. Quiet for the podcast, though.
Oh, true. Well, how was your night?
My night was horrible.
Oh, you were sick?
In between the time I left your apartment and got to my apartment, I got so sick.
Were you poisoned?
No,
at my
it
house
was like
by
the
Theo?
worst. No, if anything, it was Theo withdrawal. I had the
withdrawal.
I had the worst migraine ever. I was
that's
queasy.
the worst.
I literally laid in bed like with an ice pack on my head like until I fell asleep, like wanting to die. I thought like I could die right now.
Yeah,
it was horrible. And
migraines
it just kept moving until it was just in my eye.
Yeah, there's no cure for migraines, which is why it's like one of the worst things to suffer from.
Oh my God, I was like crying. I was in so much pain.
You should have joined there's a chronic migraine toasters group.
But I don't want to deal with your pain on top of my pain.
Well, no, I asked them for remedies, and like for the most part, I had tried most of the stuff that everyone posted, weird acupuncture, and like nothing works. Like, let's say I get a migraine probably once a week, and maybe 5 out of those weeks a year, does Excedrin work? Like that's Excedrin is like a gamble. Like
I
10%
took
of the time.
Advil.
No
bullshit. Advil never works.
It depends.
Ever.
Unless it's like the most conventional pain, like I don't know, like
like back pain.
Right, like the most easy pain, and like most of the time when I have pain and like I can't diagnose what it is, so I just like take Advil to like see if it'll work. Like it never does, unless it's like like I got a cut or something. Like it's too simple.
No, but it's not the Advil working. It's like the cut just stopped hurting. Advil does absolutely nothing. Last night it didn't even touch my migraine. It was so horrible and painful, and like I was just so grateful to wake up this morning and be okay.
So sometimes, like pretty much the only thing that gets rid of a migraine is to go to sleep. And I don't believe there's anything worse on this planet than waking up with the migraine. Like it was so strong it didn't go away.
Last week.
That is like pure evil. It's like you think, and falling asleep with a migraine is so hard because you're so focused on just being asleep.
No, because you're in pain.
Yeah.
Falling asleep is hard enough. And then on top of that with a migraine.
Actually, I've never been one of those people who like has trouble falling asleep. Actually, I used to, like when I was in high school, I feel like there was just so many pits in high school, like things that kept me up at night. And then like the second me and Ben started sleeping in the same bed, like I've never had a sleepless night.
No, I feel like in high school I used to fall asleep quicker because like your days were just so jam-packed. It's
That's
like
true.
by the time you got to bed, like you were just tired. But now I have a lot on my mind, like real people problems, and like sometimes I fall asleep easily and sometimes it takes me a while.
Well, do you know there's like one prescription pill for migraines that's like crack. Like
where do I get it?
So Ben used to have it because Ben like gave me migraines. Like I never really got migraines. I got like headaches like frequently. Ben came up with his chronic migraines when we started dating and like passed them on to me, and like now it's my problem. And there's this pill, I forget what it is, it's like so expensive, and Ben had it, and one day I had like the worst migraine and I took it, and I like took a bath, took it, and went to bed, and I had the worst anxiety attack. Like, and I don't get anxiety, like I don't really have issues like that. And I was in my bed, my heart was pounding so fast I could hear it. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and like I just literally remember getting into mom's bed and like literally freaking out, and I could never take the pill again. So I don't know if it works. I guess I was focusing on my anxiety, not my migraine.
For sure, it definitely works, but that would happen to you.
Of course.
Where do I get the pill? Any toaster doctors, if you guys want to make yourself useful and write some prescriptions, you know where to find me.
Yeah, by the way.
Email in bio.
I'm always like leaning on the toasters for stuff, like I don't know, I just feel like I put stuff out there, and the toasters somehow, like, one toaster works in marketing, like...
One toaster's a police officer, now we have PDA cards. PDA.
I always call them PBC.
That's the bar we used to go to.
Okay, yeah, but I've been putting out, like, for years about prescriptions, but, like, that borders on, like, illegal, and that's, like, the one thing I haven't been able to get from the toasters. Do you know what I mean?
Or we could write it ourselves, Betty Cooper style.
I mean, close enough is I have a toaster who works in marketing for Tums and Excedrin and sends me yearly supplies, and that's close, because Tums and Excedrin can be lifesavers. But it's not the same. I need a prescription pad and a doctor who doesn't know how to write.
No, I just need a prescription pad. Like, I could figure out the rest. Actually, I couldn't. I don't even know what to prescribe myself. But migraine medication will help. Because if I ever feel the way that I did last night, like...
Shoot me.
I don't know what to do. I was with a cold washcloth on my head. Zach was bringing me bags of ice. And, like, there was nothing that could help.
You know what Ben does, actually? He does 2 things. And if you ever have a migraine, you have to go over to your house and make Ben rub your face.
Okay.
His thumbs are so big and hard, and he literally just, like, rubs underneath and around your eyes and, like, your face. And it doesn't help, but, like, momentarily, you forget about the migraine. Then he does this also, like, weird acupressure thing where, like, he shoves his thumbs up his eyes.
He's always telling me to do that.
Okay, it does provide temporary relief, but the migraine always comes back.
Nothing could help me last night.
But like when you have a migraine, like you're open to any stupid suggestion. I one time sat up on my sink countertop, put my feet in very hot water and put frozen peas on my neck, which is like the contrast of the hot and the cold is supposed to help. Oh my God, I felt so stupid and I couldn't really bend over like that well.
I had an ice pack on my scalp and a heating pad on my belly.
And I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah, and then I was sweating. But whatever. Anyways, up until the migraine, it was an amazing night. We watched Riverdale at Claudia's apartment. Nephew Sneechest was a perfect angel boy.
A perfect angel boy. Like, every time he comes over, I think he knows he's, like, auditioning for Zach's approval because Jackie really wants a dog and, like, Zach's, like, on the fence about it. So every time he sees Theo, like, Theo is, like, what could be for him. And I told...
Theo sees cousin Sneechest.
Right, I told Theo. I said, you better behave because a lot is on the line for your aunt. So you better hop to it.
And if you want cousin Sneechest from the same litter,
right,
like...
And the thing is, like with Theo, if you see him after 8 or 9 o'clock, he is just, like, even if he had, like, a relaxing day or even if he had the craziest day, like, he is dead. 8 o'clock, the clock strikes 8, and he's dead. Like, he is asleep anywhere, on the carpet, on the floor, in your arms, on the couch. So he's really, like, so pure, and, like, you could just, like, chill with him on your lap, and he's, like, the best version of himself. He's not, like, running around, like, trying to play. Which is cute, too, sometimes.
So, and luckily, Riverdale starts at 8, so Zach and I, because we don't get the CW.
I thought they came over to, like, hang out, and I was like, Jackie said I'm gonna come over to watch Riverdale. I'm like, okay, and then she was like, Zach's gonna come too. I'm like, it's a family affair! And, like, it's my new house, I'm, like, entertaining, and Jackie's like, when they get there, they're like, we don't have the CW, and I'm like, oh,
well, that's why we had to make arrangements, but it was a fun plan.
It was.
And we got some kosher meats.
And maybe by next week, my fucking couch will be there, so you and Zach won't have to, like, huddle up on the tiny little couch.
Right, but also, after watching last night's episode of Riverdale, like, I don't know if I can watch week to week anymore. The only reason why I would do it is for the toaster so that we can talk about it.
And by the way, we will recap it at the end of the episode.
But it's like the way I watched the first season of Riverdale like all together was the most joyous experience of my life. And like watching it week to week, like one, gives me PTSD from After Dale. And two, like it's just hard to keep up and like to know how I feel.
And with dementia and everything, it really is hard to remember what happened, especially last season.
And there's so much going on. And now there's like Dalton Doyley has been what's it called? Branded.
Yeah. No, it's just, it's like, and there's so much stupidity going on, like I can't keep up. And there was so much stupidity last season, like it's really like getting hard to keep up with the stupidity. And I think Netflix like really spoiled television for me that like I cannot, because either I'm watching a show that's like a Hulu or a Netflix where like I just watch it all, or I'm watching something that has 8 seasons already and I binge it out. Like now I'm watching Blue Bloods week to week. I'm like, this sucks. I watched 8 seasons in a month.
I tried to watch Schitt's Creek week to week last year. Nope.
Especially because those episodes are legit 18 minutes.
Right, and it's like, that's it?
Oh, and now I'm watching Desperate Housewives, and I got to like a climax, and I finished the season 2 finale, and it's just like, not to sound like an old person or anything, but like they don't make TV like they used to.
They don't.
It was a 2-part season finale last night, and just everything happened. Like, and by the way, I went to bed with such a pit. I was like telling Ben, because like Tom has the love child with that horrible woman who's from Poise magazine, 13 going on 30, she's editor-in-chief. Did you come stuff some crab cakes in your purse?
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of last night. I was like, who's that woman? She's on it. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
She's a love child.
Yeah. Or pathetic. Or, you know what I mean? Putrid. Like, that's who she plays. And then fucking Carlos, who I stan, had sex with Xiao Mei, who's an ungrateful twat. Gabby gave her a whole life, and Gabby was so good to her, gave her that bracelet, and then she goes and fucks her husband in the car. I was like so upset by it. Like, I don't know why. I feel really connected to those marriages. Like, they're really strong and they have their problems, but like I feel like I felt betrayed on behalf of both of the ladies.
For sure, but like lest we forget that she was having sex with John Tucker.
Okay, but here's the thing. And I'm not an advocate for adultery, but like
their marriage was different then.
It was so different. Like he was with Tanaka. He was never home, and he was like kind of mean. He like and borderline abusive. Remember, like they alluded to it when he like grabbed her. Like it was weird and it was different. And I'm not saying it was okay, but like it was definitely not as worse as like them working on their marriage, her getting pregnant or having a kid, like really for him and like changing who she is and like he's fucking and like everything was so good and I just like love them together and I love Carlos and I'm so mad like and I went to bed and I couldn't sleep. Actually, I do sometimes get kept up at night and I was just like really upset because I could just imagine first of all like I had such a pit for Lynette. Like Tom didn't really do anything wrong. Like this lady had a kid and didn't tell him, but like what a pit to like have a life with someone and then know that like there's another life.
No, and like now it's your problem,
right?
And you didn't do anything.
And you work hard at your ad agency to hand over $30,000 to this psychopath. Like that just gave me a pit. And then I just like felt for Gabby. I was really upset. Like that whole.
What's Bree up to?
Wait, and then Bree, Danielle, and they found out that Caleb wasn't the killer. Like it was the other brother, who almost tried to kill Bree. And she checked herself into the institution. Oh, and Orson, who was also in the institution visiting his friend, ran over Mike.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's a weird storyline because then he totally pivots. And then him and Mike become friends.
And it makes no sense.
Yeah.
Like, thanks for ruining it because I don't even know what happens.
Oh, well, that he marries Bree.
Yes, I know.
So then he's a member of the community.
Like not remembering stuff has really made it like so pleasurable. It's like I'm watching it all over again.
No, and we were so young.
We were too young to be watching like a lot of what was going on.
But we didn't understand, and that was
also,
good.
Justice for Carl. He's the catch of the century. And
Justice is served for Carl, and then it's taken away.
And he loves Susan so much, and he bought her a house when she was in that stupid RV. Like, that was so stupid. Justice for Carl.
Do you not remember what happens with Carl?
With something, yes, something on the plane.
No.
Just please. That's not what I'm
talking about. That's not what I'm talking about.
I don't want to remember, please. Like,
That's not what I'm talking about.
I don't even want to trigger my memories, okay?
Okay, but you're going to be so pleased.
Good. And honestly, him and Edie were great.
Yeah.
And like Edie burning down Susan's house. She should have. Okay, first of all, lest we forget, Susan burned down her house. Susan stole her man. Susan's so mean to her. Like, she deserved it. It was about time Susan got some like fucking kick in the ass.
Totally.
Sorry, I just like need to go on that. It gave me a huge pit and like I still love Carlos Solis. And like what is he up to now as an actor?
I don't know, but I feel like he's very versatile. Like he could be
businessman. Yeah, he was. Like he was businessman, he was prisoner.
Right, he was also masseuse.
At one point he's blind.
A blind masseuse.
What?
Yeah, he goes blind.
Stop. I only remember him going blind because, you know, Rachel Ashenorf, when we were in middle school, ruined it for me because every week we used to watch, and I didn't watch on Sunday, and she goes, can you believe Carlos is blind? I said, what? And I'll never forgive her for it.
Well, when he's blind, his profession becomes masseuse.
And he makes a woman orgasm?
Yeah, and then she's obsessed with them. And like
okay, stop. I really don't want to remember.
Anyways, and we'll recap Riverdale after the Fast Five and Kardashians because it was a very conflicting episode.
And I just want to thank every toaster who DM'd me at 9:39 because the movie we were supposed to go to was at 9:40 to bring my glasses. They all reminded me.
Stop, you guys are so cute.
And after Riverdale, I just like couldn't get up and I didn't want to see the movie because it started at 9:40 and that meant I would have been home by midnight and I just like needed to be in bed watching Desperate Housewives. So I gave Margot my ticket to go with her friend and I will see it eventually, maybe Sunday. Yeah. It's just like my lifestyle currently.
Thank God I didn't go because there would have been a death in the theater.
Totally.
A death in the theater.
No, but like my lifestyle these days is just like not accommodating to like sitting in a movie theater for 3 hours either because I'm home so infrequently that like when I am home, like I have to be in my bedroom or I'm not home. So I need someone to figure out to like get me, someone pirate it for me and put it on my computer so I can watch it on the plane. Like that's how.
I know some of you like work in the industry, you have screeners, get it to her.
Yeah.
That's enough.
Please, I need it like for my health.
For sure. And so we can talk about it on the show. And so I can finally like tell you all my thoughts. I was supposed to see it last night, ended up seeing it again on Friday night. So I was going to see it 3 times, but now it'd only be 2 times.
Man. Oh, people wanted to ask update with Brielle.
Oh.
Because on the show yesterday, as you guys know, I'm coming to Atlanta tomorrow night, 8 p.m. at the Byers Theater. Make sure to buy tickets at girlwithnojob.com. We're so close to selling out an 1,100 person theater. Like, I just fucking love the toasters. Like, just make your friend come. Or just buy a ticket and like, you don't have to come. I'll Venmo you the $25. So we DM'd her last night, and I said, you should come. We crafted a message. I told her I would give her tickets, and she wrote back after the show. She was like, oh my God, yes, I would love to. It's supposed to be Ariana's homecoming, but like maybe I'll just skip it. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll leave a couple tickets for you. I will call and just like let me know. And she didn't respond, but like she knows that the tickets are there, and like she might show up. And Heather McMahon's coming too.
Very exciting. A toast of Atlanta.
Literally. I was going to say, like, when I go to cities, I should, like, invite local celebs just, like, for press. Like, who else is in Atlanta? I mean, besides all the housewives, but, like, I don't have any connections with them.
Stranger Things?
Oh, Kristen did the nicest thing.
Should you invite Millie Bobby Brown?
Totally.
What did Kristen do? Did she invite Liz?
She said, because I put in my Instagram story that Liz Gillies, who plays Fallon in Atlanta, and the show takes place in Atlanta, not in Atlanta, in Dynasty, that she's going to be like my vibe this weekend. And Liz was, Kristen, our friend Kristen, who co-hosts, sometimes she's friends with Liz Gillies. They like went to high school. They're like best friends. She said she told Liz about my show and like told her she should come. And I didn't hear back, but like, whatever. Liz Gillies like heard about my show. It's good enough for me.
Totally. Okay, without further ado, Here are the Fast 5 stories that you need to know before you wake up and take a bite out of your morning toast. Okay, today's stories are celebrity heavy. It hasn't been one of those days in a while.
No, and the world turned a lot yesterday.
The world turned some interesting stuff.
The world was turned.
The world was turned, and so was Selena Gomez because she enters mental health treatment facility after hospitalizations. Okay. According to TMZ, who was the first to report the news, Gomez suffered an apparent emotional breakdown following 2 hospitalizations within the last few weeks related to her lupus and last year's kidney transplant. The outlet reports that Gomez received medical treatment at Cedars-Sinai in LA after her white blood cell count became increasingly low. A reduction in the number of white blood cells is called leukopenia and is sometimes common for those with active lupus. Earlier this year, Gomez completed a 2-week treatment program in NYC for anxiety and depression. She is currently reportedly receiving treatment, including dialectical behavior therapy at the same psychiatric facility. So, E! News has a statement from her camp, or an insider. Selena has been really trying to hard recently to remain focused and not let her health affect her. She has been actively writing new music and moved to Orange County for a change of pace and a breath of fresh air.
And to be on The Real Housewives.
Ultimately, with all of her rising health issues, Selena started to feel super overwhelmed. Okay.
So I feel like in her entire career, this is maybe now her 3rd or 4th stint in a facility that we know about. I feel like celebrities go a lot for like 2 weeks at a time and don't tell anyone. And each time it's been some issue related to her mental health. And I do think that mental health is a real issue that a lot of people suffer from, but those people are not Selena Gomez. And like, just stop playing with us. Like, we know what's really going on. The blinds don't lie.
Right. It's just like, it's so...
And you know, for a celebrity of her level to be releasing this much information about like what she's going through and like what exact treatments she's
how
getting.
many white blood cells she has.
Right, it's like, we need to hide something, so like here's a bunch of facts that like could be true, you know? Like, I feel like if someone of her level like really like was getting the help that she needed, like it would be much more like under lock and key. And if she said, even if she admitted she was gonna go to some facility, she would say like she's just seeking treatment for anxiety, depression, et cetera, et cetera. It's like, they need to prove that like this is a thing, so like they're releasing like random medical records from like when she was 6, you know?
Yeah, and it's honestly like really fucked up if it is the case that like she's gone to the hospital 2 times recently. Like, we don't think it's for mental health issues. But that she's like bringing her lupus and her kidney transplant into this, and like it reflects badly on like her doctor that like her kidney transplant has gone so awry.
Also, Francia Raisa, like the angel who gave her kidney. Like, imagine you give someone your kidney and then they just like keep doing drugs with it, and like that's what got their first one like done in the first place.
But it's just like, she's also someone that she needs to be given a break like by society and her managers and everything. Like, she doesn't need to be working. She doesn't need to be on like Talkie with Cardi B and DJ Snake.
But you know what? I feel like society doesn't demand that of her. It's literally her team who like weekend at Bernie's her. Like
that props her up, like makes her go to the Met Gala looking terrible, wild. And it's like Coach and Tiffany's who are doing this to her.
And it's like literally her being dead weekend at Bernie's like generates more revenue than like literally anyone in Hollywood. It's the craziest thing. And I feel like as a consumer of pop culture, like I want Selena to know like you can take like a couple years off, like you need it, and you don't bring that much to the table that like I will suffer. So you do you. I think I speak on behalf of all the toasters actually. Like, take some time for yourself because you really need it. But it's not us. I don't think the public is like demanding that she comes out. Like, even when she was like working full time, like she didn't really do anything. Like she had 1 album, like literally.
Called Monte Carlo.
Right? Okay, like it's like the jig is up. Like, you weren't even doing anything when you were working. So just like take the time off. It's her like
there are plenty of girls who can like sing on a Zed song. You're just fine.
But there are like literally like I feel like 10 people in Hollywood, like agents, managers, publicists, whose entire like livelihood depends on Selena Gomez showing up to her fake Coach events. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like, I can give you guys a list of like people who I would rather buy a Coach bag from. Happily.
Chloe Grace Moretz. She's
Emma
a Coach.
Roberts.
Yeah, no. Claudia Oshry, Jackie O, do you know her?
Right, yeah. No, I've heard really good things about them.
Yeah. Only positive.
Of course. Kiernan Shipka. She's on Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Literally anyone.
Put her in a Coach bag, guys.
I feel like Cami Mendes could be
Cami and Lily.
So cute. I'm surprised they haven't done like
going to Sweetwater River with their Coach bags.
I'm surprised they haven't done like a big bongo or like
they did.
Billabong.
They literally did that.
Did
I think
they?
It was like mango or something.
Like candies by Kohl's.
They
like,
did
that
it.
is so Riverdale.
They did it.
Is there good money there?
The biggest.
Yeah.
The biggest and the best.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we wish Selena Gomez the best, whatever it is that she is going through. But like, I also wish she would just be honest.
Yeah. I also wish her honesty.
Right, because there is something humbling about just like being real with the people who literally made you what you are, and it's like, stop, like, we know.
But it's like her fans are such fools.
No, that's what blows my. Do you ever have these moments where like you think about the world?
Yes.
Like from above.
You
like,
zoom out.
You're like, what is this all for? You get a bird's eye view of like Earth, and I have moments like that where I'm like, wow, there are people who like walk around this earth thinking that like Selena Gomez is like a very private person who just like wants to hang out and play board games with her family, and then occasionally has to check into like facilities because she has anxiety.
And when she looks wacky, it's her hair and makeup team's fault, not her own.
Like there are people who read like Us Magazine and believe it. Like I live on a different planet than those people. Like I live in reality.
100%.
I don't know where the fuck you live.
100%.
It's so crazy. Like it really blows my mind. It's sad if you think about it. So many people uninformed.
Maybe it's sadder for us though, because like we know all these things, and we're so frustrated and angry, and we're like begging her to be honest. Whereas like they live in a simpler life, just thinking she's like suffering from anxiety and depression, and you know a lot of issues that a lot of people suffer from, and she's just another one of us.
And I feel like she really needs to become friends with Demi again, because I feel like of everyone in Hollywood. And there are so many who suffer with substance abuse problems. Like Demi does it in the most real, organic way.
But if I were
and she's
Demi,
the only one who's had success, really.
If I were Demi, I would never want to be friends with her. It's like I went through all of this so publicly. I'm so honest about like all of my struggles, and like you do the same thing, but you pretend like you're better than me.
Oh, I completely agree. I'm saying for Selena, like Demi would be a good person for her to be friends with. Demi, like I feel like literally she's the only person in Hollywood who's like so upfront about her struggles with substance abuse, and like publicly, like yes, I'm going to rehab because I relapsed. And I did this. Like, she doesn't have her team hiding the fact that she was checked into the hospital for an overdose. Like, someone told me, I don't want to say who it is, but it was a really good source, that law enforcement is called to Selena Gomez's house like very frequently, and she refuses treatment to the hospital because once you go to the hospital and there's an ambulance, like it's a whole media circus. Like, and they always find out if you're in the hospital. But like they take Narcan and they don't allow themselves to be taken to the ambulance because they're fine.
Yeah.
Like, please. Demi Lovato is, like, so honest and, like, is actually a good role model in a weird way, and Selena Gomez is just, like, out here pretending. Not cool. Like, think of the good that you can be doing with your platform.
It's funny because she thinks she's doing good with her platform by selling Coach bags.
No, like, Demi Lovato is literally the only honest person in Hollywood. And I just want her to be friends with Kim.
They are friends.
I think they are, too.
Okay, next up, I'm obsessed with this story.
What is it?
Channing Tatum is dating Jessie J. Moving on, Channing Tatum's dating Jessie J following his split from Jenna Dewan, Us Weekly can exclusively reveal. Tatum and Jessie have been seeing each other for a couple months, sources confirmed to us. The actor has been spotted at the Domino singer's recent concerts in Seattle and Salt Lake City. According to social media user, the pair played mini golf at a local course in Seattle on Saturday, October 6th. Most recently, Tatum was spotted at Jessie's show in Salt Lake City on October 8th.
Oh, it's
a second source tells us that it's new, casual, and they're having fun together. I'm so here for this.
No, like,
two supremely talented people getting together.
Okay.
What could be better?
I just, like, don't you feel like Jessie J is so odd? Like, when I think of her career, because, like, here's what I know about Jessie J.
Okay.
Random good songs, like, on the radio. Never, like, the face that, you know, on the cover of every magazine, but, like, good music. She performed in a cast on some award show, which I'll never forget. Then she was on like a Chinese America's Got Talent vibe, like a Chinese talent show.
Yeah.
And by the way, she was amazing, and you should watch her videos. Like she selects only the most premium songs. And like she fell off the face of the earth for a while, and then like wrote a song for Pitch Perfect. Like I don't get her celebrity. Like what would you say she is? B-list? No.
I don't know, because her talent is A-list, and if she ever performs or you ever see her perform, like she is an unbelievable singer and songwriter.
Completely agree.
And for a while, she was making like hit after hit. Like Domino is an amazing song.
Bang.
Bang Bang. She like her whole like album, I think it's called Masterpieces. Such a good album. Now, because I'm a big fan of her music, she comes up on my release radar, and like every song she releases is trash.
Oh really?
So, I don't know what happened. Like,
well, as someone, she's not on my release radar. I haven't heard about her, like, and I know her, and I'm familiar with her, and I'm a consumer of all things pop culture, and I haven't heard a piece of news about Jessie James literally since it was a BuzzFeed article that she's on a Chinese talent show.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a piece of news about her that you're gonna laugh at.
What?
So a while back, she had a new song called Queen, and it came out on Spotify, and she took a screenshot of her like release radar, and Queen was like the first song on the playlist, and she was like, oh my gosh, thank you Spotify.
Is it Nicki Minaj's Queen?
No, she was like, thank you Spotify for putting like Queen as #1 on the playlist. But your release radar is tailored to you.
Of course.
So, like,
of course, Jessie James' song is going to be #1.
She just listens to a lot of her own music.
That's really funny and
she
embarrassing.
thought that she was, like, Spotify chose her as #1. but she's only #1 for
in her own book. Honestly, that's like such a metaphor, you know? That's really sad.
It was like really cute and like pure.
Yeah, I don't have anything against her, but I would just love to know in what circle she ran into Channing Tatum, who is like a very A-list star.
Right, but this is a rising tide raising both ships. Like he needs a high-profile relationship. Like she needs some positive buzz.
I'm sorry, not Jessie. I called her Jessie James. What's her name? Jessie J.
Jessie J.
Letter J or J-A-Y?
Letter J.
Okay. Yeah, this is weird. And like, I don't know why. I like, when you think of people like in life, I just don't think of Jessie J as like a person who has sex. Do you know what I mean? Like when I see her, I'm just like, I never think about, like sometimes when I see celebrities, I'm like, oh, she's cute naked, and like she must have crazy sex with, you know, Rob
Okay, like
Kardashian.
here's a cute picture of her. Maybe you think of her differently?
No, I don't. See, like I just think of her like as someone with no vagina. Do you know what I mean?
I understand what you mean.
Like Kendall Jenner vibes.
For sure. I don't think that way about her, but I understand why you think that, because in all of like her cover, like her artwork for her albums, like she comes off as very like intense, blunt bangs,
Right.
short hair, like it's a very intense look.
That's exactly what it is. Intense.
And it's intense. This picture of her is like a lot sweeter. She looks like a regular girl in the club.
You know, and honestly, like, this could be a good pair, but, you know, the blinds say that Channing Tatum is just, like, an outrageous cheater, and that's what happened with Jenna Dewan, so I don't see a bright future for these two.
No, but I remember reading a blind so long ago about Jenna Dewan and Channing Tatum, and like, because they faked it for so long, I actually thought the blind was wrong, but it wasn't, which is that, like, he's an outrageous cheater. She is, like, so insecure that she's, like, always has to go to everything with him.
Right, and by the way, wouldn't you be insecure, too, if your husband was so hot, and, like, you really weren't famous, you were famous for being Jenna Dewan Tatum, not Jenna Dewan.
Right, and you were famous for being a good dancer, like, which we know like doesn't really get you anywhere in life.
Right,
Otherwise,
and
like
Huff,
I'd be president.
And Julianne Hough like filled the void for what they needed. Like you were replaced immediately.
Right, we only need one dancer, and we have it.
Her never getting in with Dancing with the Stars was a mistake.
I feel like she thought she was above it.
On some front, like even as a judge. By the way, those 3 judges who judged Dancing with the Stars, like, what is their background? What makes that old man qualified to judge other people dancing?
I don't know. I don't know about him, but now Julianne's a judge.
Okay, yeah.
And she's qualified.
No, but I'm saying the 3 that they originally had, the girl and then the 2 guys.
And the old man.
And the funny guy, like with the accent, he's cute and he definitely dances. Like I just get the vibe from him. I don't get like good dancey vibes from that old man.
No, it's like
he looks like Mr. Wonderful.
It's like people who judge gymnastics who like
are beasts.
Who would break the beam.
Right, yeah. No, it's like the irony isn't lost.
It's not. I mean, Stick It is a whole movie about it.
Exactly. Jackie, Stick It. This is weird, but like good for Jessie J, honestly, for like, we're talking about her now, when honestly, I haven't spoken about her since I found out she was on the, by the way, Google, just go YouTube search later today, Jessie J Chinese talent show. She is so amazing, and they have like subtitles and everything, and she picks like the best Whitney Houston songs. She sings I Have Nothing. Like, there is not a note that Jessie J can't hit. She is really like one of the most talented singers in the music industry right now, and like nobody cares. Maybe they will now.
Maybe they will now. So even if it's a fake relationship for PR, it's working, and I'm like here for it. And even if they just hooked up once and they're not dating and he went to her show, maybe he's a big fan of the music. Cute.
Right, and it's like she wrote that song Flashlight for Pitch Perfect 2, which is an amazing song, and they did a Pitch Perfect version, and she has her own version, which is way better. And they literally like put every Z-list celebrity in Pitch Perfect, and like she wrote the song and they didn't even put her in, you know?
Yeah, I mean, maybe she is like I feel like she kind of is someone like a Casey Musgraves, who started as a songwriter, never really intended to be in the spotlight, but like her talents propelled her forward. Sort of.
They propelled her like a couple inches, you know?
Right, but then I think maybe, I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt, which is like she was propelled forward, she had she was in the spotlight, and then kind of like retracted a little bit, like maybe it wasn't for her.
That's what happened to Sia. And then she came back with a mask.
And now she's giving her songs to Jennifer Lopez and her voice.
I know. She gives her songs to everyone. Like, it's so crazy.
She has so many songs to give.
Ed Sheeran, Beyonce.
Rihanna.
One Direction. Best. I love Sia. Like, do you ever see her carpool karaoke?
Yes.
Oh my God. But by the way, she has the same thing as you. She has like crooked bottom teeth, and it like is pretty. And when she sings, like she's always like yeah. And in the carpool karaoke, like all you could see is her teeth
are wild
because her face is covered. But she has just like the most amazing voice. And it's like, when she sings, like sometimes she cracks, but it sounds good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That happens to me too sometimes.
And an amazing catalog. Like, we saw her at Panorama a few years ago.
I know.
And it was the time of our lives.
I haven't been to a Sia concert, but I know that when I go, because I plan on it at some point in my life, like, I will have a great time. You know?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Okay, good.
Okay, next story. Back to Taylor Swift, because
We're just breezing through today.
I know, because that's what happens with the celebrity stories. There's
Also,
really
we have
not.
a meeting.
There's really not much there.
That's true. What time's our meeting?
1 o'clock.
Okay.
Yeah, let's be out of here by 11:30 because I have to change.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we're gonna stop at my apartment.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, I mean, otherwise we'll be there an hour early.
Okay.
Hey guys. Hey. Taylor Swift stepped out, so obviously, like, there's days worth of news about it. Taylor Swift's 2018 AMA after party just gave us major FOMO, says E! News. Okay, so Taylor Swift had an after party at her LA home, and her new crew now is Shawn Mendes, Haley Kiyoko, Jack Antonoff.
Haley Kiyoko?
Yeah.
Do you think Becca Tilly was there?
Perhaps.
Oh my God, I
because
would
Becca
die.
Tilly was at the AMA, so if the rumors
Right.
are true.
So, oh my God, first of all, I love Becca Tilly, and if she ever hears this podcast, like, I want her to know, like, if you are dating Haley Kiyoko, like, I'm so here for it, and I support you, and I just, like, I want you to tell everyone, because I'm happy for you, and if you're happy. But if it's a lie, like, sorry for spreading rumors about you.
Right. Ruby Rose, of course, and then a bunch of backup dancers. So, like, this is her new squad.
Don't you feel like Haley Kiyoko is, like, randomly famous? Like, how did she get here?
No, it's like, it's our fault. It's like, we were sleeping, you know, because we're old and shit, and, like, she's been coming up.
On what? Like, on Vine? Like, what platform?
I don't, like,
How did I miss
Spotify, like, where people listen to music, I don't know, because we're old.
What's her song?
I don't know.
That
but
she
I
sang
heard,
with Taylor?
Yeah, I don't know, because I'm
There's
old.
like, there's like one word that you keep saying. It's like, yeah, it's like one word. Someone will write
It's
it in
like
the
if we
comments.
didn't know that camper who was obsessed with Halsey, that's how we would have felt about Halsey.
That's, by the way,
We
that
would
is
have
such
woken
a
up
perfect
one
analogy.
day and she would have been a big star because we
Yeah.
got old.
Yeah. That's a good point. Well, I don't know Haley Kiyoko, and I feel like her fame is, like, annoying because, like, she got on Taylor Swift's stage and now was, like, friends with the crew. And, like, I've been working so hard for years and, like,
And it's so hard for
nothing.
me not to say, like, Haley Kiyoko sweeting because of, like, Kaylee Kiyoko sweeting.
Kaylee Cuoco. And she's not sweeting anymore. She got divorced.
No, but, like, it's a one whole name.
No, by the way, I don't feel that way at all.
Oh my God, I want to say Haley Kiyoko sweeting
Every time we say Jessie J, I just want to say Jessie James Decker. Like, that I understand.
Yeah, or Jessie James.
Right, which is what I did say.
All very confusing.
Oh, she's from Lemonade Mouth. Haley Kiyoko.
That's not an
Is
O.
that Disney?
Yeah, Bridget Mendler is from Lemonade Mouth.
And she's a star.
Right, that would be like saying, oh my God, Brie Larson, she's from
13 going on 30. 6 chicks. Whatever. Well, okay, at least she had a start. Like, that makes me feel better. Like, I didn't miss something. I've seen the poster for Lemonade Mouth on Netflix and purposely ignored it.
No, and I've been told that I would like it, but purposely ignored it.
Well, I really want to know if Becca Tilly was at this party. Like, now this is all I can think about it. If she is, like, I'm so jealous, but, like, also happy for her, I guess.
Yeah. Wow, that would be like a
That would be
major
wild.
step up.
No, I know. You know what I was thinking about last night? Because her, Dean, and Ben Higgins were, like, the ones to go to.
The AMAs.
And it's obviously because, like, they have risen the ranks at iHeart, and, like, iHeart catapults certain people. Like, and I'm just so curious as to, like, why them three. You know what I mean? And, like, what happened to Ashley I?
Right, well, maybe she was like busy.
No.
Otherwise, she would have been there.
Ashley I is never too busy for a red carpet, especially, like, a real one.
That's true. I don't know why Dean was there because I don't think his podcast is like anything. Also, he does his podcast now with Jared and Vanessa Grimaldi. So maybe Jared and Ashley I actually got paid to be somewhere or something, and they just couldn't make it.
No, like, literally, I think Ashley I would give up $5,000.
They couldn't make time in their busy pants-dropping schedule.
Oh, I can't believe you got Marky Mark to take time from his pants-dropping schedule. But I never realized that, but that's Marky Mark, like Mark Wahlberg. So much better. Like, as a kid, I didn't know who Mark Wahlberg
No,
is.
of course, and his pants-dropping schedule. What does that even mean?
No, I don't know. My schedule is
I
truly
guess he used to
pants-dropping.
take his pants off, or his pants were always hanging low.
And by the way, if we know anything now, it's like Marky Mark's schedule is pants dropping. He wakes up at 2 in the morning and
Yeah,
works
it's like
out.
his pants dropping schedule has only gotten even more pants dropping.
Yeah, no, the pants are now fully like on the floor.
There are no pants to begin with. He has no time for pants.
LOL.
Okay, this next story is a sleeper story.
Wow, you're really like buzzing through.
I mean, that's what
Choose
happens
someone
with
to be.
celebrity stories.
Yeah.
Like, what more do you want me to say about Haley Kiyoko sweeting?
I don't know. I'm just like not done with the fact that Becca Tilly was probably at Taylor Swift's house, and like I'm really jealous.
Right, I need you to internalize it, but what is there to say?
Because like for me, it's like I feel like I'm pretty much like almost on the same level as Becca Tilly. Like she came from The Bachelor, I came from the digital, so people like don't take us seriously, but we weirdly like a lot of people know who we are. Like I don't know, and like I very randomly get invited to like cool shit. Like she very randomly gets
Yeah,
invited
I'm always
to cool
like, Becca Tilley's gonna be there on the like press invite.
Right. And like, so now I'm thinking like, oh, it could have been me. Why did I have to be married?
Right. Or maybe like Ben could step up his game.
And what? Become friends with Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Maybe release his country song finally.
Oh my God, Jackie, last night, Ben was walking Theo, and he called me, and he's like, I wrote a couple lines to a song today, I forgot to tell you. And I'm like, okay. Like, sometimes I just like say okay, because like it's not worth like being like, what the fuck are you doing, you know? And I had to just apologize for being an incredible bitch the night before.
And you apologized.
Of course. And he was like, honestly, thank you. And he's like, I understand what you're going through. I said, thanks.
What you're going through.
So he's like, I have a song. And I'm like, great. And for the most part, like when he like gets these ideas, I know he's going to forget about it. So like me like getting involved is just like unnecessary. And then he comes up and he sings the song. And it's like, it was like, it wasn't terrible, but like, I was like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm going to record it. Like my friend Will like works in music and he can record it for me. And I'm like, you cannot do that. Like, I didn't know what to say. I'm like, you're not going to release a song. That's embarrassing. Like, I was like, literally stop.
Just let him because he's never going to finish it. And by the way, like, if he does, how funny would that be? Like, Zach wrote a song for me and like, it's so cute.
No, but like, I literally said you have to copy everything I do. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm writing a song.
You are?
Yes. I told you this.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did, about the songwriter in the Hamptons.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Well, I wrote in the group chat and you didn't answer it.
What did you say?
I said that I was staying in the Hamptons and I met this guy who is a songwriter and he wrote Kim Zolciak's new song and has written like a bunch of bops like that.
Okay, I didn't see any of this.
And I was thinking like maybe I should write a song and like would that be a good move for my career? Because like I would be doing it as a joke, but I also really have a good voice. But I don't want people to think I'm like trying to become a singer, which I'm not. I just
right, because you just hung up your dream.
Right, and I still am, but like I just think it would be good to have A, my own song that like the Toasters could bop to, and B, my own song that I own that like if I ever like I can play it on my show, like I don't have any issues with
but
copyright.
It would have to be an amazing song.
Right, so and he's like, it would be like an Erica Jane song, like a bop, and like that has like a good message, like grab a spoon or something. I don't know.
And how's it going?
Well, so I just signed the paperwork because there's like very, like with the fees and everything because like he wrote it. So,
Are you paying a lot for the song?
It's quite expensive, yes. And I think it'll be worth it. And I'm not really doing it to make money or anything. Like I'm doing it because I think it would be hilarious and maybe kind of good, but I don't know what message that sends to the universe. Like, do I take my career seriously? So I'm not sure about it.
Right, but then it's
and
like
my manager was against it. And
sometimes you release a song, Gretchen Rossi, and you're a joke. Sometimes you release a song, and you're an icon.
Don't be tardy. Yeah,
Countess.
I agree, and my manager was against it, which obviously made me want to do it even more.
Right.
And now I'm like not 100% sure what I want to do.
Okay, well, think about it, and in the meantime, like let Ben write his song. Like, let's see what happens.
What are your thoughts on it, on my song?
Like now, this is all in new news for me, and I get all facets of what you're saying. Like it would be hilarious, and it would just be like a fun thing for us. But you know, it might also like reflect poorly on like where you see your career going.
Right, and like right, like I'm like seriously trying to be a comedian, and I think I'm doing a good job. Like I take sketch comedy very seriously. So like, and I wouldn't fuck with that, you know?
Right, and it's like you can't do it all, and even if you can do it all, like you have to do everything at the highest level. So like, if this isn't going to be at the highest level, and it's just going to be one song, even if it's a great song, like
it would be like Melissa Gorga.
Right, but she wasn't a comedian.
Right.
Anyways, next story is a sleeper story, but I find it to be quite interesting.
Okay.
Bradley Cooper and Irina Shayk barely speak during their dinner date. Bradley Cooper's A Star Is Born may be a hit at the box office, but the actor and director did not appear to be on cloud nine with his baby mama, Irina Shayk, on Tuesday. Are we still calling people baby mamas? Like,
is that not derogatory?
I believe that it is.
And just important to know, Irina Shayk is not related to Selena Shayk.
No. It's so important to know because it's the saddest thing I've ever heard. Like,
no, it's just
there
the
are
most
two
confusing.
A-list models out there who look similar with the same last name, and they're not related.
It's like not like Cohen or like Smith.
And
it's
it makes me like each of them less because I thought they were sisters coming up together.
Yeah, I love that.
Just like a couple of gals I know. But instead, I have spam on my fucking
Are you on
thing.
page 6?
Of course I am.
Jackie's iPad has a virus.
On page 6 only. Oh my God, and now I lost the story. Jesus.
All right, well, while you
Hold
get it
on.
back, I guess I'll perform.
Okay.
You're giving me a million reasons to let you go. Did you hear Jenna J?
Of course I did.
I always wonder, like, why,
Wait, okay.
like, who wrote the song? Like,
It's back.
But I'm not done. You're giving
No, wait,
me
but
a
I'm gonna get
million
spam again.
reasons to steal the show, because you're giving me a million reasons.
You know what? I'm going to screenshot the story.
Give me, okay, no, you can go.
The couple had a low-key dinner date at Masa in Time Warner Center, and spies told Page Six they were serving some major attitude to each other. Quote, they were not happy, a spy told us. The couple sat down, he was in a hoodie and she was fresh-faced, no makeup, and they barely spoke to each other at the start of the meal. Halfway through, she started looking off to the side and he was moody. Cooper and model Shayk have been dating since 2015. The couple welcomed their first child together, Leah, last year.
That's definitely weird.
No, they give me weird vibes.
No, remember when they were fighting at Wimbledon and those pictures of like her crying and him yelling at her?
Right, like they're always fighting.
Right.
Like,
and
what are you guys fighting about? You're beautiful.
Right, and you know that like this is not the life like he had wanted.
No.
Like you know that like he just thought he was having sex with a model and then she got pregnant and like he wasn't planned. And now he's like, he's a good guy. Like he's
doing the right thing.
He loves his mom, so like he's doing the right thing and like not abandoning her. But I don't think that they're happy with each other, and it's like so sad because like. But then I also think about like, okay, if there was people watching every meal I had with Ben after a long day, like, okay, sometimes I don't talk, sometimes we're just both on our phones, and sometimes, like 2 nights ago, like I'm a huge fucking bitch. So like, I don't know if that is newsworthy, you know?
Yes and no. I feel like even when you're like not at your best, you don't not speak for an entire meal.
Yeah, but
Plus,
maybe this is dramatic.
This isn't the first time we've seen like contention between them.
That's the point.
And like they know that they're A-list celebrities. They know when they go to a restaurant, people are looking at them. And so this was the best they could do. Yeah. Like if I went to a restaurant and even if like I was feeling in a bad mood and I knew that like everyone was looking at me and it was gonna be in Page Six, like I would put on an act.
Oh my God, of course, actress over here. Totally.
You're so funny, Zach.
Stop. No, it's 11/11, Make-A-Wish.
Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Gucci bag, Hermes croc, Hermes croc.
Oh, okay,
Birkin.
wow, that's out of control. They give me like very Pittsville vibes, and I think they like just moved into a big house in Pittsville because neither of them are happy with the situation, and like I think she thought by like getting pregnant, like she was gonna nail down the guy that everyone wanted, and she did, and like he's not the guy that she thought he was gonna be because he didn't intend to have this sort of life.
Right.
And I think he's in love with Lady Gaga.
Right.
Or I'm hoping.
I think like working with Lady Gaga, like I don't know if they're like soulmates and he's in love with her, but I think it like gave him a taste of like, oh wow, there could be more for me out there.
Yeah, and
like I could have dated a singer.
Right. You can not even a singer, like a megastar icon.
No, but I don't think Lady Gaga is the girl for him. Like they're too big of stars.
That's true.
But I think he could have dated like Jessie J.
Right, like he had a type of like
who could
C-list
sing to
models.
him every night, Paolo.
Yes, sing to me, Paolo. Totally, that's an excellent point you raise. And like, I don't know, I really like when celebrities date people in the industry who aren't celebrities. So like Lady Gaga's engaged to her agent from CAA, Christian Carino. And like, I like that. Like I think it's probably good for her career.
It's like Reese Witherspoon.
Right, it's nice to have someone who knows the business.
Paltrow.
Right, someone who knows the business but is not trying to like be in the front of every picture. So as much as I don't want Lady Gaga to break up with Christian Carino, like she can do so much better than that weenie, and I really like, I expected more for her. And I think Taylor Kinney was like the perfect guy for her, because like, yes, he is a celebrity, but like he has like a steady job making those NBC checks. He is not like the most famous person, but he is the hottest.
No, and also it's like she's a singer, he's an actor. Bradley Cooper's an actor, and now he's actually a singer in Jackson, Maine, swoon. And he should date a singer. They're not competing for the same jobs.
Watch as I dive in.
I'll never leave the ground.
Someone please pirate that movie and send it to me, or just like go to the movie theater and set up a tripod for me, and like live stream it. I have a flight coming up. Like that'd be so great. Yeah. Even though on my way home from Alabama, I watched 3 Identical Strangers, and I didn't finish it, but they have it on Delta, so I intend tomorrow to watch it. And I was just about to get to like the climax, and it is the most upsetting movie.
I don't know if I can do another upsetting movie because I just watched Room.
Right. No, but this is like it's so real, and they have 2 out of 3 of the brothers, and like it is the most upsetting movie I've watched in a while. And it wasn't even like a pit, it was just like sadness. And they had this grandma, and she was like making me cry. Like,
but if I do watch it, just don't spoil it.
No, it's gonna be, I think it should be a Toast Movie of the Week. Like that is an interesting story.
We need some positive movies before we can get to the negative, because I still think about Room before I go to sleep every night.
Okay, well, Secretariat should lift your spirits. We'll
We'll
talk about it on Monday.
We will. Also, there will be a show tomorrow. You won't be here. I don't know who my co-host is yet. I haven't made moves. Maybe Ben. Maybe I'm ready.
He's available.
Maybe I'm ready for him again.
Okay.
And
the people love Ben.
He can test out his new song.
Oh my God, he's so annoying.
The people do love Ben, and like, who am I to not give the people what they want?
No, totally. I can never like guess or predict what the people like.
Yeah, like when I think you're gonna like someone, you don't like them as much as I thought you would, and when I think you're gonna be about someone, you love them.
Right.
Actually, that never happened. That part never happens, where I think they're not going to like someone and they do.
No, for the most part, I'm like, oh, they're perfect, and then like the toasters hate this person, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, fifth and final story, a little biz news. Snapchat unveils new original shows to lure back users.
Oh,
okay.
please.
Snapchat, the saddest company on earth, is hoping its new original content will help bring back former users and appeal to existing ones. I'm just going to tell you right now, this is a bad plan. Do not spend any money on it.
Right.
On Wednesday, the company unveiled its first collection of Snap originals, including scripted programs and docuseries produced exclusively for the platform. The shows will include drama, mystery, horror, and comedy. The company is partnering with popular social media stars such as Summer McKeen and Dylan Jordan,
Never
and
heard of
writers from TV shows such as Riverdale and Friday Night Lights for the programs. Unless writer Ross is working on this, I'm not interested. The shows are shareable and can be binge watched too. And I know that writer Ross isn't working on this because like between Riverdale and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, like his plate is full.
No,
this is not my plate.
This is like, I had heard that they were going to do this like 2 years ago. When I went on CNBC to talk about Snapchat going public, they were like asking me what I thought of the future, and I said Snapchat is like intending on making like literally like long form TV shows, and the fact that it took them this long and they already lost all their users is like, sorry, you slept on it for too long. And when I was checking the Snapchat Daily Mail Snapchat every day, like that would have been the time for me to like also maybe watch a show there. Like this is over. And I was just having this conversation with my managers because like they were like, what like let's say, because they were talking about like the future and like the toast and like what we would want to do. They're like, let's say Snapchat, because they are spending a lot of money on digital shows. Like let's say Snapchat came to you, they wanted exclusive, they gave you a ton of money and exclusively do it on Snapchat. I literally would say no.
Well, how much money? But
right, but like that's how, and as someone who like used to be the biggest advocate of Snapchat, like they totally lost me on every front. I like have the app and I actually was thinking about deleting it.
I'm going to soon. Also, controversial statement, it's going to go against everything trend forecasters are predicting and investing in, but people do not want to watch stuff on their phone. They watch stuff on their phone when they have to, on the plane, on the train, but if I'm sitting in my bed and I have a TV up or I could watch some Snap original on my phone, I'm going to watch TV.
Right, or so a computer. A computer works too. A lot of people watch it on their
Computer works too, like if you're a college student.
Or if you're at work.
But like if I'm in my bed, I don't own a TV, but I have my computer and I have my phone, like it's not going to watch something on my phone. People watch things on their phone out of necessity, but they would prefer to watch it on a big screen. So stop investing in mobile-only content.
I agree.
Other than the toast, because people can't watch on TV while they're at work, which is why we are here.
I think most people watch it on their computers.
Computers and phones.
Because phones for a podcast.
No, or like, it depends. If you have a split screen, it depends on your job. If you sit in a corner and you can get away with watching on your computer, you do. If your boss looks at your monitor, you probably watch on your phone propped up against your desk.
With your Morning Toast pop socket helping you.
Right.
Interesting, okay.
So this is going to be an epic fail. And it's going to be very sad. Make sure you sell all of your Snapchat stocks, guys.
Totally. When I was on CNBC, which is still my best interview to date, I warned people, do not buy. Ben's dad really wanted to buy because, like, Ben, he thought he was, like, supporting Ben in doing it. And me and Ben were like, don't do it. And I was right.
You did say that?
Yeah.
Well, it would have been fine to buy then and then sell quickly. But this is just very sad. But it's no one's fault other than their own.
Of course.
Like, they were on top of the world. Facebook wanted to buy them for billion.
Even Instagram copying their stories feature didn't sync them. Like when Instagram introduced videos, they synced immediately. Vine was dead in a day. When stories came out, people were still loyal to Snapchat, me especially. And then people started doing both, and then literally people migrated completely
because
to Instagram.
Because Instagram was, other than pretty filters, Instagram gave you more
of everything
to work with.
Swipe, tags,
text,
Jiffy.
Different text in different spots. You could put whatever the fuck you wanted on your story, whereas on Snapchat, you had to choose between 3 color filters, and it was just like, they wanted you to play by their rules, where Instagram is, we make the rules. If we say we want something enough, it'll show up.
Right, that was the best part about Instagram, is like the users had like an ear to mark. Like if everyone was tweeting like, oh, I wish they would stop auto-playing, like Instagram, remember when Snapchat automatically made you watch the next person's story when you clicked someone and it was like so embarrassing and everyone complained about it? It took them over a year to get rid of that. Why?
Because they were all too busy like boozing it up in Silicon Valley to listen to our qualms.
Totally. And like I got verified on Snapchat and it was like the greatest thing ever because so few people were, and like now it means nothing.
Nothing.
And we've got to get the toast verified.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
Even though it's not stopping us,
Oh my
80,000
God.
strong.
But we're already at like 80.2. The Instagram is like my life, and I just like watch it every day, just like watch the number grow. And we have to do something like major when we get to 100.
Oh, of course.
Because what's so crazy about this is that, first of all, the Toast Instagram has only been up for 6 months, and we are at more followers than we ever were in doing over a year at The Breath.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm just like obsessed. And what should we do when we get to 100?
Oh, we'll have to think about it. Take a bath in honey mustard.
Oh my God, no.
I'm still waiting on it.
Me too.
We'll think about it. Maybe we'll do like a special episode.
No, like something bigger.
But not like too big.
No, yeah.
Like we don't have to throw a party.
No. Like we'll do that when we get to 1 million.
Yeah. And
Like-
when we get to 10,000 Patreon users, that's
First of all,
what
we need
said.
balloons and we need like a cute photo shoot with Anthony Vasquez.
Of course. Okay.
And also, I just need like a photo shoot. I was thinking the other day, like the headshot that I use for all my shows, like people show up and they're like, who is this? Because that's not me. I did it in your old apartment.
I remember.
Literally 4 years ago. I had just gotten engaged, so I got engaged in 2016. It's time.
It's time. I could use a headshot.
And my hair
Actually, I
was
have
so
some good
short.
headshots. My hair is short in my headshots, but I think that's better for the headshot vibe.
Like I really feel like one day, like maybe when we're off, like we should come back in here, get rid of the chairs and stuff, use the pink backdrop and the leaves, and just like take cute photos.
Okay. I'm available.
Okay.
But not today. Kardashians, you finally watched.
Oh my
Lost
God,
in
okay.
Japan.
I watched because I had heard so much about it, and I don't feel like pressure anymore to like keep up every week with the Kardashians, but I had heard so much about this. People were like, Kim's being crazy, and I'm like, oh shit. And I knew it was Kim versus Kourtney, and I like had a pit because I'm so team Kim, and everyone was like, I'm team Kim, but I thought Kim was being crazy. So I watched the episode, and I kept like waiting for this like beat to drop of like Kim being crazy, and I just couldn't disagree with everyone less for 2 reasons. Basically, if you didn't watch the episode, Kim went to Japan to do this Yeezy photo shoot, and I didn't know that that's what she did. It's so cool. Like
Zach
she-
explained it to me, and it was so
genius.
cool.
She shows up like at airports or at random places in these outfits. Obviously, she gets mauled by paparazzis for 10 seconds. They take over 1 million photos, and they're out in the world a minute later.
Right, and that's the collection.
And that's Kim.
She
They don't
does
have
that for all of the looks, and that's the lookbook.
They don't have to hire like a photographer in a studio and hair and makeup. Like that's just her life. So she planned this trip to Japan because she wanted Japan to be the backdrop. Like the whole point of this trip was work. It was to shoot, what was it, like 17 looks?
I don't know how many. It was so many.
It was so many. And by the way, she looked so cute. Like I don't like fully understand or love the Yeezy aesthetic. It's not made for me, but I appreciate like someone's art, and I don't understand fashion, so like it's not for me.
Yeah. I appreciate the Yeezy aesthetic. I think some collections are better than others. This one had its moments.
Right, like when she wore the puffy vest and the spandex shirt, I thought she looked so cute, and like the glasses, she looked futuristic.
But when she was wearing leggings, a long sleeve, and a vest, like, that's not,
Totally.
that's just a jogging
Right.
outfit. The woman in Home Alone did it better.
But at the end of the day, like, that's art, I guess. So I don't have to like it or agree with it, but it's art.
No, yeah, but I just feel like it's workout
It's low
clothes.
energy.
It just is, like, that's weird that that's, like, high fashion.
So then Kourtney and Khloe wanted to tag along because they had never been to Tokyo, which I think is so weird. Like, they've been all around the world and they've never been to Tokyo.
I mean, I haven't been all around the world, but I've never been to Tokyo, and if you were going, I would be there in a flash.
No, totally. But like they've been to Australia, which is the furthest place from America, and you haven't been to Tokyo. Like
Maybe
I just thought
they're
that was
not
so
big in
weird.
Tokyo.
Maybe.
Or
But
maybe
so
just Kim is.
Kim had this whole thing planned with the glam, and every outfit was planned. And Kourtney and Khloe came along because they'd never been, and they had really wanted to go and like have a sister's trip, which is so cute. But like the point of the trip was work. And the first night, Kim goes in one of the outfits, and she's ready to be paparazzi'd, and she's walking with Kourtney and Khloe, and they looked terrible. Like, and Kim was being mean. I didn't think Kourtney looked that bad. The eyeshadow was terrible, but her outfit was really cute.
But they're wearing the KKW eyeshadow. That blue is Kim's blue, and she was promoting it, and you saw the palette on the desk, and that was around the same time
I saw the palette.
that color came out. So, like, why are you knocking the eyeshadow? It's your eyeshadow.
Totally. Khloe looked insane.
Yeah.
The eyeshadow was terrible. The dress, the earrings, everything was terrible.
But she's, like, pregnant. Like, give her a break. Like,
right.
it's
And
hard.
by the way, I didn't realize that they like had this thing with Khloe's hair.
What's wrong with her hair?
I don't know. At the end, they were like, every time we make fun of Khloe's hair, as if like they always say it, Kourtney and Kim. And I had never heard it, but she does do wild things with her hair. And I just thought that was like an interesting tidbit.
It is, but what is wrong with her hair most of the time? Like,
No, it's just like the styles that she chooses. Like she does the high
right.
baby
Other
doll.
than that, though, like
she does braids a lot.
She's either short or long, wavy.
I don't know. I guess it's
Kim
like a
does
thing in
braids.
their family.
But I didn't get it. Like,
No, me neither.
Unless it just looks good on TV and it doesn't look good in real life.
Maybe.
Maybe it looks like PC and like you could see the tracks, like the difference between the extensions and the
Oh,
hair.
that's bad.
That's horrible.
So when they get back to the hotel, Kim is like saw the paparazzi picture. She's like, I'm trying to get my pictures and like, you guys look like clowns. And she definitely was being like a little harsh. Calling them clowns was mean.
At dinner, she was harsh, but it was fair. They did look weird. Calling them clowns was mean, but she's working. They're
and
fucking
she was trying to make it funny. And
they're fucking it up.
And then she like was persistently like just being more mean and like insulting the glam people. But when Kourtney was wearing that red thing with her shoulders, like I didn't know what the fuck she was doing. And when Kim was in the room, like literally being like, your YSL, she was like yelling, and I was like, why are you doing this? And then I would realize like, basically Kim is styling a photo shoot. And if Kourtney wants to come on the trip and be in every photo, like you have to be in tune with the aesthetic because like you only get one chance to shoot the thing. And then I was like, okay, them being offended, like they have every right to be, but Kim like was sort of justified.
I understood where she was coming from, but like she was being like very mean about it. She said like a couple things that were unnecessarily mean, as opposed to being like, this is a work trip, I'm gonna need you to adhere to this vibe. And if that's the case, by the way, you need to tell them before the trip, and they need to pack, like, you should pack for them.
Totally.
You should style all their looks.
Totally.
And like the glam team and the stylists should know that this is our vibe. And
Totally.
like, I didn't think that Kourtney looked that terrible any of the time. She looked like fine.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
Kim was like, you're not like, what was the word she used? She was like,
She said Kendall-y.
no, yes, she was like, you should dress like Kendall, which is just like very sad.
Yeah.
No, she's like, you're not being like, nothing you're wearing is like revolutionary or anything. But why does it have to be?
It doesn't have to be, but something to say is just like, Kim was self-aware enough that on 2 points, she said, I know I'm being harsh, and she apologized once and then was mean again. And then at the end of the episode, they were like, you should just compliment someone before you're so mean. And she's like, okay, like, she's like, I don't know, with Kourtney, it's like she always thinks she's right, and it's end all be all, like she is a wall and that's it. And Kim was like, someone can say to her, Kim, you're being mean. She's like, I know, I'm sorry. Like she apologized. Like, I don't know, there's something to be said. I feel like everyone was like, people who are team Kourtney was like waiting for Kim to fuck up and like jumped on her. And Kim is like, yeah, Kim was aware, like, reasonable enough to be like, yes, I took it too far and I'm sorry.
Yes, I think Kim's message was fine, like this is a work trip, and
she was justified in her reasoning, her delivery was off.
Right, like she was just like saying things that like if a sister ever said to me like
what did she say, remind me?
Like, first of all, you look like clowns.
That's
like,
mean, yeah.
And like laughing, and then when she was in the room and it was like grainy footage almost where she was like yelling at the glam squad and like just saying that nothing that Kourtney wears is like revolutionary, and like she's being like cheesy with her Asian Japan vibes, like
yeah.
That's just like mean.
No, it's just mean to the people
all
who
you
made
need to
the
say
look.
is like we're here to work. Like you need to get into like a more easy vibe, even if it's just all black, like plain. Just don't like it's a bit much. Like,
right.
But she was just like digging in, and it's like that's just not how you talk to your sisters.
No, I'm definitely a Kim apologist in the way that I look at it. It's just like Kim was totally justified in wanting them to change their looks. Her delivery was way too mean, but also if you're a sister, like you don't feel the need to filter, like you can just say it because like it's your sister,
right, but
I guess.
But things like that shouldn't come out of your mouth about your sister.
Agreed. She should have been more direct, less direct, but also she did the right thing in the end and apologized and like didn't start fights with people like crossing her. Like that's what Kourtney does. Like if you say something, like she can't be like, you're right. She has to defend her actions like to the death. Where Kim is like, yeah, I was mean, I'm sorry.
I guess. But also like what Kourtney said later on, which was like kind of funny, and it was just like, it was sad for Kim, but she was like, it takes more courage for me to say that I'm hurt than to just be a bitch back to you and be like, you're wearing turquoise shoes and a puppy vest. And like,
yes.
Which is also funny and sort of true.
It is, but Kourtney says that like, as if Kim is saying these things because like Kim's insecure and doesn't want to talk about her feelings. Like, no, Kim out of all them is like the most direct and doesn't like hide behind her feelings. Like, Kourtney was saying that as if she took like a moral high ground. Like, I'm in tune with my emotions and I can say that I'm hurt and I'm not just going to be a bitch. Whereas like you are being a bitch because you're not saying something. Like, there wasn't anything, Kim wasn't hiding anything by like being a bitch. You know what I mean? That's what Kourtney does.
Yeah, but she could have done that, and then they just would have both been bitches.
Right. Yeah. But no, right. They could have done that, but Kim isn't like insecure or like hiding or not saying something and is just covering it up by being a bitch, which is what Kourtney does. So Kourtney was like, I'm not doing that, like as if Kim was, but she's not. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, but Kourtney could have, is all she was saying.
Yes,
like, she could be a bitch too.
Yes, but Kim wasn't being a bitch because she was like insecure
but
and
then
not saying
also
something.
in context, like when Scott and Chris went to lunch and they were like, I can't have Kim look at me because like then she just like tells me everything that's wrong with me. It's like, who would want to be around? Like, it's
Totally.
like when you tell me, like, or
I have a
anyone
pimple.
that I have a pimple, it's like, I know what I look like.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Pack a bag, buy a ticket,
go to hell.
Totally.
And why didn't Kanye just go on the trip? Like, I felt so much pressure for Kim to get everything right. Like, Kanye should have been there.
When he was on the phone, that wasn't a look. Oh, you look fire. Like, oh my God. When he was like, that wasn't a look, I'm like,
No. I was like, what?
It's not?
They have pictures.
But they picture everything.
How could they get it wrong?
No, totally. That was so bizarre and freaky. And he's like, oh wait, no, you look fire. Oh my God, kill me. But they were cute, and like she worked so hard for her husband.
She's so cute, but you know she also loves it. Like they're a match made in heaven. Hopefully the rumors aren't true that they're getting divorced because like he creates all this stuff. Like she lives to just walk out of the car, get her picture taken, go get McDonald's, and like make it a look.
Yeah.
And they're just like doing the thing that they love.
Totally. I feel
But
like
he should have been there like
totally
along the way to help her because that was like a big undertaking and like why did they have to go to Japan? Like that is so far. But I guess that's the vibe.
I feel like he made Kim like the way that she is now, like critical of the way everyone looks. Because like, do you remember when they first started dating and she was living in that house?
And they cleaned out her closet?
And he was like, that's bad, that's bad. And he is like so critical just because like he has this artistic eye and like he's very obsessed with like looks and fashion. And she was like, what? Like this is from Louis Vuitton.
No, the stuff that like Chloe wears now is what Kim used to wear. And now she like looks down on it, but it's like, you were no better than that when literally all you guys wore was jeans and heels and blazers
like,
together.
And Hervé Leger dresses.
And like long hair, like you guys were cheesy as hell.
And stilettos.
Don't knock where you came from.
Totally. And Kanye definitely made her into like this
fashion icon.
Fashion critic, too.
Yes.
Because that's what he did. He literally came into her house and pointed out all the things she had to
Right,
throw
and
away.
now she does it to everyone else.
Yeah, and her house is empty.
Yeah. Whatever, it works for them.
Yeah. Oh, Riverdale also.
Okay.
I don't even remember what happened because like so much
Archie's
stupidity
on
happened.
trial. There's a hung jury.
I'm so glad that like
he turned
Veronica,
himself in.
I'm so glad that Veronica didn't get to go into that hotel room at the Five Seasons and like talk to the jury because like that is not how the world works.
No.
And when they did that, I'm like, wow, the show has lost a grip on reality.
That is like a major, major crime.
No, huge. And like as if you could just waltz into where a jury is. No.
I guess like in Riverdale, there's only one hotel like where
there would be security.
I just like, obviously Archie's not going to stay in jail forever. Like they have to figure out a way. But like I loved when it was Archie, Veronica, Hiram, like against the world.
Me
like,
too.
And Archie was like taking Hiram's side against you was like the worst decision I ever made. And like in general, I feel like yes, you need to take your family's side, but here it's like Varchi is my everything. Like I love them so much.
Hiram Lodge is so evil, and like
he's so evil, and it's like Archie did so much for you. You couldn't let one thing slide. Like you're taking over his town. Like just let this slide.
I really want Veronica could be doing more because at the end of the day, the only thing Hiram Lodge like kind of cares about is Veronica, not even Hermione. Not anymore. But like the worst thing she did to him is say, "I'm not your daughter anymore." Like you should pack up and leave and like not talk to him, and like then maybe it might get through to him. Like she's just like she's not doing enough. Like she could end this all, and it's like
right.
I
can't believe she's still living under his house while he's framing her boyfriend for murder, and she's still dating her boyfriend.
Right. Like stay at Betty's.
Right. Even
oh my God,
Betty.
Alice is being so crazy with Polly.
For sure. And until the end, which is unclear what actually happened with the babies in the fire because Betty like clearly was like tweaking.
Yeah.
Alice was making some good points.
No, and
I was like, you know, maybe the farm sounds kind of good. Like,
yeah, no, she was just really seeming like a calm person who's like with their chakra, but like
because she was way too intense before.
Right, but if you're a person who is very intense and like is going through a lot, and you're like the anti-chakra vibe, to hear that kind of talk is like leave me alone. So Betty was justified in being like, "Mom, you're crazy," but she was being like a little mean because at the end of the day, Alice was like in a good place after her husband turned out to be a murderer.
Right, they're dealing with it.
And
they're getting through it, and Betty's not.
No,
and it's like you threw your whole summer into this law case and you failed.
Right.
And like, what did you even come up with that helped the case?
And I think Molly Ringwald being her son's lawyer was
a terrible call.
Yeah, they should have had Mayor McCoy.
Of course, a mother's going to defend her son, even if he's a murderer. That's the premise of motherhood. They should have
had Mayor McCoy be like the first seat, like the main lawyer, the one who talks and delivers the talking points, and then Molly Ringwald on the other chair, just like being supportive, but also being a lawyer.
Right. That was like a bad call.
And I'm glad they addressed it. Like she was like, maybe I made the wrong decision being the lawyer. She said that.
Yeah, you did.
I agree. Good for you. Good for you for knowing that.
A little too late now.
But the scene when they were all like being cute at the pond,
Sweetwater,
the swamp.
That
was cute, and I need more like that.
I know. Like when they're driving down the highway to Youngblood by 5 Seconds of Summer.
God, amazing song choice. Like they always do good songs. Like obviously Thunder. That will be like an epic moment for me.
No, it was so cute.
And Betty like puts her hands in the air.
Right, but meanwhile, like she's like abusing drugs and
we got
bitch.
We got a lot of kissing scenes from Betty and Jughead, and I realized that Lily Reinhart is not a good kisser.
No, she's kissing like she's acting kissing, but it's like that's your real man. Like give him a smooch.
It must be like so nice just to like smooch your man.
But it also must be nice to smooch KJ Apa.
I was just gonna say Cami Mendes definitely likes kissing KJ Apa because like who wouldn't?
But like when Reggie and KJ are throwing the football, like I personally think KJ's hotter because like I love him, but
Charles
you
Melton
can make
is
the
up there.
case that he's hotter.
Totally.
So, like, she really is living the dream, Cammie.
And we got totally.
Like, making out with both of them legally.
Like, her daytime job, 9 to 5, is making out with the hottest man alive, who we got so many, like, sweaty ab scenes from. Like, I was living.
Right, and then from 5 to 9, she's making out with Charles Melton.
Also, we got so many, like, bikini scenes, like, randomly, which I just loved, because I feel like I'm just obsessed with these people who I, like, follow on Instagram and just, like, I'm obsessed with their lives.
Seeing them naked.
And now I got to, like, basically see them naked. And there were so...
And that's literally the only reason why Zach watches the show.
Is so pale.
I know.
She's paler than you.
It's not fair because everyone else was super tan in this episode. Like, they made it a point, like, that was the vibe. And then she's super pale. And it's just, like, it's an uneven playing field. Being pale, like, really makes you look worse.
I completely agree.
Unless you're her. She looks amazing pale, but it's, like, it's summer. She looks out of place.
Right, and also a pale person really flourishes in, like, a very cute one piece with, like, an open back.
Right.
Whereas
when they had her walking into the diner like some low-class stripper, it's like she deserves better.
With a bikini
Cheryl
on.
has been through so much. Like, don't put her in those shorts.
I couldn't agree more. And Cammie wore a high-waisted bathing suit, which was like a cute look.
Were they wearing bathing suits or their underwear and bras? It looked like underwear and bras, but you knew you were going to the lake, so why did you wear a bathing suit?
For some reason, only looked at Cammie Mendes. The boys were definitely wearing boxers. Cammie was wearing a bathing suit.
No, I think they both look like they were wearing bras, which would make me think they were wearing underwear.
But why would Cammie Mendes wear underwear up to her nipples?
Because it's the look. It's Riverdale. They're in the 1950s, but
Right.
they're also in 2018. They don't have AC in the courthouse.
That's, by the way, do you know that literally for the first few episodes of season 1, when everyone was watching that I had to watch, I was under the assumption that it took place in the 50s?
Right, because you go to the hospital and the doctors are in like sailor hats.
Right, and then someone whipped out a cell phone, and I was like, wait, the show is now? It was very confusing.
It's weird. It's weird. I think they like to keep the timing ambiguous. It's not like super technology heavy.
Yeah.
But they have cars.
Yeah, it's so
and
weird.
Electricity.
Yeah, but all their houses look like bedrooms from the 50s, like Betty's wallpaper.
Right, and they don't have AC at the courthouse, and they're having to
and they have like manual fans like being spun.
But I like it that
too.
it's not like it could happen at any time.
Well, what I was gonna say is Cammie wore a high
Waisted bikini.
Thank you. And I feel like you really don't get to see on the show like how tiny she is, because when I met her, I was like so shook by how frail, petite, short, thin.
Small.
Like she was small from every angle. Like she turned to the side, thin. Like, and you don't get that because they like never show her full. I realize like they always show her waist up.
With like A-line dresses, like as if she's hiding something, but she's got nothing to hide.
The only people who wear A-line dresses are like curvy people who don't want to show off their curves in the moment. So you think that like and like pleated skirts, and you think that she is like not so small, but she is.
Yeah, and Lily is small, and they've just got like banging bods, and they're also like healthy bods, and they're just bods to aspire to.
They're positive body images.
For sure.
And Lily's eyes were looking like so white and blue last night. Like I thought they put a filter on her eyes.
They might have to make her like look more strung out.
Or she's used those drops that everyone in Hollywood uses.
I need them.
Yeah, they like make your whites whiter and your like greens greener.
Or it's just
but it's
the
like
right
terrible for
effect.
you. Yeah, or it's like a filter.
Yeah, the whole show is like shot in a filter,
Yes.
but last night's filter was different than usual because usually it's like a darker hue, more moody. But last night it's summer, it's Labor Day, so like we're gonna give them like more of a Kelvin filter.
And they're not in school yet.
No.
I totally felt Betty when she was like, I can't go back to school.
No.
That's like how I used to feel. It's like the world is ending. She's like, I threw my whole like life into this internship. Like basically I had no summer.
School should be easier than an internship at a law firm.
Yeah, but she was just like
they never even have homework
but she
or
never
tests.
got a break. She was like, I just when
She
said
chose
it,
not to have a break.
Totally, but like also it was her best friend, and she's sort of in love with Archie still.
And she didn't do anything actually helpful, so she could have stayed home.
You know what's so
But
funny?
she didn't want to be home.
It's like the show was set up in the beginning for you to really think that like Betty and Archie were like meant to be boy next door, girl next door, neighbors, love, love, love. And now I don't feel that way anymore.
Right, and I think it's also because Lily and Cole are dating in real life, and the fanhood ships them so much that
It affected the storyline.
it definitely affected the storyline.
Totally.
And I mean, because no one else but us ships Archie so much that I hope they stay together forever.
Forever. Like when he tried to break up with her, she was like, no.
No, I love them so much, and I just get so worried that they're gonna break up.
No,
but it's like if they didn't break up through all of this, and he like chose her over his own father, like, then maybe they'll be together forever.
Maybe.
Well,
we like had a hard time watching because my DVR was all fucked up, and we started
We
watching.
watched the middle, then the beginning,
We watched minute
then
12
the
to
end.
24. Then we were like, wow, we already watched 24 minutes. Then we realized we didn't see the first 12 minutes. Then we went 1 to 12,
That's why
24
we were so
to 50.
confused. We're like, who did Archie murder?
Yeah.
I thought he murdered the guy who got out of jail when the gun went off, But no, he was being set up for that lake house murder.
That like hot dog thing with the Stoonies and the Ghoulies, I don't understand, and it's like so stupid.
I mean, like, I could give a rip about Jughead.
No, same.
In the words
And
of
Penny.
D. Simmons, I don't give a rip what you do.
And like
Next week on Dallas Housewives, Deandra goes to her about Leanne's problems, and she goes, I don't give a dog's a rip what they... And like, I always think, like, you know how we say Rotten Hill, like Brittany?
Brittany.
I always think, I don't give a rip.
Do you?
I always do, and like, now that she says it again, what does it mean? Now I think it means a shit because
yeah.
a dog's shit.
Yeah, no,
I don't give
like
a
rat's
rip
ass.
what you do.
Well, you can rot in hell. And that's the best thing ever. Also, Betty having a seizure at the end was some of the greatest acting I've ever seen.
For
I
sure.
think Lily Reinhart is like an amazing actress.
Agreed.
Because last season was very much her season, and she was going through so many emotions, and she was an incredible actress. Like
She's proven herself.
You don't think of Riverdale, like the teeny bopper show with like everyone having 12 million Instagram followers. There's also the show where there's like amazing acting happening. But Lily Reinhart is an amazing actress, and that seizure was professional.
Yeah, that was an Emmy-worthy seizure.
It was. Okay, well, Jackie and I have to go because we have a meeting, and I'm so tired, and I'm like starting to have period cramps, so like I really need to go.
Okay, I have Midal at home.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show. We're back tomorrow. I'm in Atlanta. I'm playing the Buyers Theater, so make sure to get tickets at girlwithnojob.com. Heather McMahon will be there, and maybe Brielle Bierman. Tomorrow we're doing Ben. You're doing Ben?
Tomorrow I'm going to reach out to Ben. If he can't do it, I'll find someone. It'll be a premium show, don't worry.
So make sure you're here tomorrow to catch Jackie holding down the fort.
With a fun guest host.
On The Morning Toast, the Millennial Morning Show. We go live Monday through Friday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and maybe Facebook. So make sure you're subscribed and you like us all over the place. And then we're also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be listened to. So either subscribe to us on Spotify if you're an Android user or listen to us on the iTunes podcast store. Thank you all so much for listening. I'm Claudia Oshry, girl with no job. Feel free to follow me.
I'm Jackie Oshry, Jackie O Problems. Please follow me or I will cry.
Bye.